because you're the ones who have to get your students to practice every day. You're the ones that have to help get them ready. You're the ones who, year after year, we're all sitting there in the freezing weather or the hot weather, and everybody's working hard. But the girls also make sure you thank your parents, because a lot of your parents put a lot of time and effort into your athletics, okay? But thank you to the parents for everything you've done this year, for all the work that you've done. A special thank you to Darlene and Bill for running the concession stand, and a special thank you to Bobby Dale. I don't think he's here, but just for always doing whatever we asked him to do. The Diamond Club, thank you so much for all the time and effort you've put in. Amy, thank you for everything you've done. Linda, you too. But again, just a thank you to everybody that's here. And again, young ladies, don't forget to thank your parents every now and then for all the time that they put in to you. Okay, because I think sometimes we take that for granted, and we need to make sure that we say thank you. Okay? At this time, Coach Owens is going to talk about the JV season and the things that went on with the JV. So at this time, Coach Owens.
I just have, I have the certificates of participation for the JV team. Again, I would like to thank the parents as well for allowing me the time to coach your child. The JV season was kind of sold short, in my opinion, because of so many teams in our region that did not have a JV team. So it made it difficult for us to get games in line. To me, though, our JV team being a part of our practices, just to be out there with our varsity, is what makes them go leaps and bounds as far as experience. So, with that being said, I think our JV season, we really made a good showing when we went down to Rome, hottest place in Georgia, in my opinion, for 28 years running, I know. But we went down there and had a really good, fun tournament, and I think, you know, we gained a lot at that tournament. But as far as just playing teams inside our region, I'm going to do a lot next year as far as just talking to the coaches in our region to see if we can get more games, or if they can come up with teams for us to play, because I would say the middle of our season on for varsity, we don't quit concentrating on our JV, but at that point we're trying to win something that only the varsity can win. So a lot of our focus and attention goes to varsity only. So maybe we can stack some stuff up at the beginning of the year. But with that being said, I got my first JV player, and if you played a lot of, if you were on the varsity roster as well, you're probably going to end up just getting your certificate through that. So first up, I have Kaylee Banks. Next, I have Madison Carver. Next up, I have Caitlin Dale. Next up, I have Brittany Ballou. Next up is Marie Goswick. Next up, I have Summer McDaniel. All right. That's it.
At this time, I'm going to give out the varsity letter awards. Some of you will be receiving your letter, some of you will be receiving the bar. My suggestion, give that bar to your parents or put it in your purse, because it's a very small piece of material. Okay? But again, we'll be giving letters of certificates of lettering. Okay? That's what it'll say on your certificate of letter. And again, you receive your letter, you'll receive if this is your first year letter, you'll receive a full letter. If it's your second, third, or fourth year letter, which several of you it is, you'll just receive the bar. Okay? At this time also,
you have put into this season. It was truly been a team effort. Success was yours because you bought in and pushed yourself to improve as the season went on. We are proud of you and would like to say thank you for your dedication to the Lady Cat softball program.
So each varsity player should receive one of these with your name on it, okay? The other thing you're going to receive again is your letter, your certificate of letter, and then you'll actually receive your letter of your diploma. You also will receive a folder like this, and in that folder, and JB, you can get this copy also, in that folder are your end of the year stats. And I know a lot of people want those, really just for other coaches or things like that, but you do have the end of the year stats. And in this envelope, you will all receive 2 of these. And the one says 2014-2015 7-4A region runner-up. And the second one says 2014-2015 7-4A state playoffs Sweet 16. So your plaques, you may have to, I have to see if we're going to lay them out. What we need. We've had a great year, okay? And I'm not going to talk a lot because you know what's going to happen. I'm probably going to stop crying. Karen's got money right now, so I refuse to cry. But I just want to make sure, first of all, I appreciate you so much. It's been a joy to coach you. Most of you, many of you I've coached from the time you were about 5 years old till this point, which is basically about most of your softball playing life. Okay, many of you have coached in multiple sports. You have been a joy to grow up with. You've been a joy for me to grow old with. Your parents are my best friends. They're the people I hang with. And that's always sad too, because when you leave, we kind of don't have as much contact with one another. Teresa's been my friend for 27 years. Shannon's been my friend for 27 years. It's just the way it is. When your kids play together, you're together all the time. And that's just the way it is. And that's very sad. As you grow up, you realize that your life goes on, but it just changes. But I appreciate girls you so much and love you so much, each and every one of you. It's not, you know, coaching is kind of a different thing. Your personal relationship with people is totally different than your coaching relationship with your players. And I appreciate the work you put in. I appreciate the fact that you pushed each other, you bought in, you knew we had the ability to do well, and you showed that. And I think you did a great job. So give yourselves a hand. Give yourself a hand. And one more time, I just want to make sure you walk away with everything you're supposed to. Your certificate, your plaque, and then your patches and your stats, okay? And my first certificate of letter who will receive a bar because she's a multiple-year letterman goes to Autumn Banks. My second one, also receiving her certificate of letter and also a multiple-year letter, goes to Bailey Charles. The next young lady, and again, and I should have said, with all these girls, I've been around them all my life. But this next young lady receiving her certificate by letter, again, multiple years of playing softball and basketball for me, and that goes to Megan Flowers. receiving her bar again tonight, and just a great young lady, Kristen Marshall. The next young lady, she again, one of our, I guess, funny stories is when you really start playing softball and you're little, you're in coach's pitch, and then you move to kid pitch, and we didn't really have a pitcher, we were just playing. So I said, okay girls, we're all gonna go out and we're gonna pitch 10 balls. Whoever is in the strike zone the most, there's our pitcher. And then she had a great career. And she's been a wonderful young lady to be around, a wonderful young lady to coach, and that's Jolie Wright. Jolie is really no longer a pitcher, but she's probably, I definitely think she's the best first baseman in the region. This next young lady came to us from Sequoia. She's been a joy to have, and if you see her throw, you're probably going to get out of the way because she throws real hard. She's had a good year. I think working on consistency, getting better and better, and she's going to be a great asset for us next year, and that's Savannah Schaffman. The next young lady, I've been around her all my life. Again, when you live here for 30 years and you grow up playing ball, you're with these people all the time. And she's just a great kid, a great person to have around in class. Most of these girls I taught also, and that goes to Mackenzie Chambers. The next one goes to a young lady who has also played 4 years for Gilmer, and she's receiving her bar, and that's Sydney Conley. The next young lady is a junior. She's going to be a great player for us next year. She was a great player for us this year. She's done a great job at third base. Some of the balls that are hit at her are hit so fast, you're just like, oh my gosh. But she stopped them all, and she did a great job. And that's Chancey Davis. Because I just don't have them, I guess. So I'll get those for you tomorrow. You're just not going to receive your little bar. This next young lady also has been around them all my life. She's done a great job. She's a great catcher. She works real hard. Great hitter. She's a great athlete. She plays basketball also. And that goes to Katie Eaton. The next young lady is one of our pitchers. She's done a great job. The good thing we have on our team is we have very different pitchers. We have a really fast pitcher. We've got a really one that hits her spots and throws what we ask her to, and we've got one that kind of does both. And this young lady does a great job. Started a little bit at the beginning, but came in and did some great pitching for us in games. A lot of times, if you just change the speed up, it affects the batters dramatically. And that's basically This is her second year playing. She did receive her letter last year. She's just a really good athlete, works hard, always upbeat, always looking happy and friendly. Just a joy to be around, and that's Carly Loudermilk. And now I think it's your bar. These next two young ladies, one, it wouldn't matter what you asked her to do, she would do it. That's just the type of kid she is. I know at times on JV, we were minus the catcher, she'd never caught her life, but she said, I'll try, and she did a great job. She's just a wonderful young lady, and like I said, if you ask her to do anything, she does it with a smile on her face. She never is grumpy or grouchy or upset. If something's wrong, you would never know it, and that goes to Alexis Nunn. She's that type of athlete, extremely competitive, wants to win at everything she does. Just a great athlete, had a great season for us, and really did a great job in every aspect, whether it's hitting or pitching or just being filling in at shortstop, just doing whatever we needed her to do. And really, she is an outstanding freshman. She is a freshman phenom, and that goes to Taylor Bowen. At this point, we're going to start our individual awards, and most of our individual awards were based on stats. Now, there's some maybe that weren't, like maybe the Lady Cat, but your offensive, your defensive, your academic, your MVP, those things really, stats were what we used. We used stats, and then we talked as coaches and decided on a few maybe who we thought really deserved that award. And tonight we'll be given several awards, and they're individual awards. The first award goes to a young lady that has had an outstanding career for Gilmer. Her family has been involved with Gilmer softball since the beginning. She's a wonderful young lady. She's played ball for me many, many years. There's many times when we leave here at 6 o'clock in the morning and we get back about 6 o'clock the next morning, and we play ball all day in one of those one-day tournaments. She's had a great offensive year. She's had a great defensive year. But our offensive award this year is, I feel like I didn't think before a while ago, I was a wonderful young lady. She's been, I can't describe. She never complains. She always does what you ask her to. She always works hard. She basically has a little tear in her Achilles, and she played all the way through it because she wanted to finish the season before she went and got checked. And now she went and got checked, and it's what we thought it was. But Autumn, I love you, and I'm going to miss you, and you've been a great, great person to me.
Next award we're going to present goes to a player that I've known a long time. I'm not going to go through that. I've been saying they're one of them, but we've known her. She started out playing, she didn't play softball. She and my daughter and Megan Flower played baseball with our team. And I think we went 41-0 with those girls. But, in the Park and Rec part anyway. But, she's been asked to do a lot of things. And I won't ever forget when this girl went down to Effingham County and struck out 24 batters in one day. 12 in one game and 12 in the next when we were in the state championship game. But she was asked to put on a different hat there. halfway through the season. Well, it started the season. And I think she kind of got tired of pitching anyway and wanted to try something else. But the Defensive Player of the Year goes to Joey Wright.
I mean, sometimes we were all in there and we were like, oh my gosh, and out of nowhere she would catch the ball. She's had a great season. The name of the award doesn't really, I don't know, sometimes I don't like to give it that way, but we've given her the Most Improved Award. And really, she was good to begin with. She's just young, and this was the first time she had to step up and play varsity, and she did it bravely. And that goes, the Most Improved Award goes to Mackenzie Chambers. Both in basketball and softball, and it's called the Lady Cat Award. And this goes to a young lady, on both sports, somebody that just goes above and beyond and is always willing to do what you ask them to, and just shows good character, good integrity, makes smart choices, is always a friend to everybody. You don't have to worry about them doing this or doing that. They're just always doing the right thing all the time. And just the epitome of what I think a lady cat should be. An example in the classroom, an example on the field, and an example in life, and that goes to Alexis Nunn.
I get to give the next award. This award I asked if I could give because of the person it's going to. I would say the varsity team this year was probably, as me as a rookie coach, it was my first experience with them on the varsity level. When I got to the varsity team, and this one particular athlete, we butted heads a little bit, and we went back and forth, and
oh, they're trying to figure out who it is since there's many.
She knows, I'm sure. But what I figured out is she taught me just as much about coaching as I feel like I helped her with softball. She is getting an academic award because through the front office of the high school, we approved that her GPA was the highest on the team. She has over 101 average as a student. So to me, it's pretty incredible. As a team, we have a really high GPA anyway. And it's really difficult to maintain those kind of grades and put 4 to 5 hours in the sport every day. So without further ado, Bailey Charles, you are the academic award.
Bailey, you got off the hook there, didn't you? Everybody, let's start. They were discussing which one I'm going to be. Until the break came.
We've got a very good problem here with Gilmer softball, and it's the fact that I don't think there's anybody in our region that wouldn't give us money to buy one of our pitchers from us. Next year, I think we have another one coming up. So we're going to have 4 pitchers that at any time, there's not a team in our region that wouldn't love to have. So that's a good thing for us. This award is the Pitcher of the Year award, and it really came about by everybody was pretty much getting, I would say, the same amount of innings until we had a junior who unfortunately went down with a little bit of injury, who had pitched great. And we had another junior who had pitched really good, and those two combined had taken up most of the innings. I had a freshman step up, and I'll tell you a funny story. the first inning or first batter she ever faced on the softball team, we was playing Heritage, and the girl hit a home run off of her. And I'm talking about like down by where the band practice. So she comes back to the dugout, and I said, "Welcome to the big league." So I think we were in the region tournament, right? And Andy and I had went up and watched Heritage play, and I took, for some reason, on this one girl, I wrote on a piece of paper, "You can really get inside with a fastball." So about the third pitch, I called to this girl, she throws a fastball inside, and she hits it. Home run. So she gets back to the dugout, and I was like, I should not have called that. I don't know why I called that. And she looked at me and said, "Welcome to the big league." You know what? Pitcher of the year goes to Taylor Bolt.
Hey, and you make sure you tell all those coaches y'all aren't for sale.
The last award we're going to give, I'm going to let Kim and Al say something as well, is the MVP award. And this, I would say collectively, we just throw everything in a barrel and say, you know what, we as a team, I felt like grew more this year than any year. And we really figured it out like the last month. We really figured out. You know, you hear players in the dugout saying, you know, if they say stuff like, "I don't care if I hit," I mean, you know, "I don't care if I do this," I mean, they're just selfless. And I think that's when we started making huge progress. And we just kind of got together and said, well, if we had to jumble everything into one pile and pick a most valuable player, which is very difficult because there's a lot of players that I feel like could have easily gotten this award.
And I think when you start your season, first of all, immediately we were hit with injury, and we were looking for people to fill spots. And anywhere we put this young lady, she filled in and did a great job. And you know, everywhere she played, we were like, my gosh, she's doing great. And it really didn't matter where we put her. And again, injuries probably what led to the fact that we were using her in different spots. We may not have used her at all, you just never know. But we started this summer, and immediately our shortstop went down, and we were looking for shortstop, filling spots, doing different things. And then pitchers go down. Our Bailey Winkey got hurt, went down. But again, this young lady did outstanding in every spot that we put her in. She's just an outstanding softball player, and that really is the bottom line. And she does a great job.
They didn't leave me anything else to say. No, I agree with everything they said. Great young lady. She's got a lot to look forward to in the next 3 years. Taylor Bowling.
I feel like we had a lot of talent, younger talent, freshmen or juniors, freshmen, sophomores, whatever, a lot of younger talent. But I feel like our seniors were as equally talented, but they said things and done things that showed that their experience just helped us both through the playoffs and made it as far as we did. I said something in a meeting at the end of the year, or the last game. Everybody was emotional, and it was all this and all that. But I told the younger girls, I said, you really owe it to the seniors just for displaying character. I mean, They really displayed a lot of character, and I told them then I wasn't sure what we were having, but if I had a little girl, I'd want it to be just like any one of them. And we did find out we're having a little girl. So.
Yeah. Don't cry.
We have 5 captain's awards for 5 seniors that I feel like could not have done any more than what they've done this year. Straight, called, at any time. They were saying so much encouraging words toward the end of the year, and it wasn't quite that encouraging at the beginning of the year. But it was amazing how they transformed over 2 months. I mean, it was unreal, and just led the team. It was almost like we were on cruise control at a certain point. So.
And other things to think about, and you know, maybe some of you don't notice this as much, but when you go from 8th grade to 9th grade, you lose a few players. And then when you go from 9th to 10th, you lose a few players. And when you started with 12 as 9th graders, you end up with 5 as seniors, or 5 or 6, or whatever it may be. You never end up with what you started with, or very rarely have I seen that. These young ladies have put multiple hours of their time. They have been out there when it is 110 degrees, and we're burning up, and we're miserable. We're all hot. They have played ball and played ball and played ball, and they love it. And that's why they do it. I can't say enough about them. They're an inspiration to me because of everything that they do. Almost all of them are going to be honor graduates or are very high academically. So they're working in the classroom, they're working on the field, they're doing everything. They've put so much time in, their parents have put so much time in, and they're just really an inspiration. And I think they have done what Coach Owen said. They have been leaders to us all in some way or fashion. They have all made outstanding plays. They have all been honored in some way or another at some point in those 4 years. And it may have been that so-and-so got it this year and so-and-so got it that last year, but in every aspect of their game, they've stepped up and through 4 years have grown into outstanding athletes, and they're outstanding young ladies, and that's what they are. And I appreciate it, and I want to say thank you, and I love you, and I'm going to miss you. We're going to miss you.
First up, you got something?
Well, I'll say this, and this stuff, these stuff for me too, because they are my kids.
Don't cry.
But I tell you what, during games, after games, there was never a game went by that you didn't hear somebody say something about a defensive play that they made. You didn't get the ball by that infield. I guarantee you couldn't count the errors that we made on the hand for the whole season. We're proud of you, girls, and you can call them out.
My first senior captain award is Autumn Banks. Next is Jolie Wright. Next is Kristen Marshall. Next is Bailey Charles. And our last, and certainly not least, Captain's Award goes to Megan Flower.
These next awards go to players that were recognized, and really it's traditional for us to recognize them at the banquet. But I do want to say a little bit about it before I give these awards. First of all, these next players are players that receive all region awards. And please realize that that is not our decision, okay? What we do as coaches, we nominate players from our team. And believe me, I nominate everybody I can. That's what I do. I nominate everybody that is even close to in the running to get an all-region award. Then what happens is that every coach in the region votes around the table, and it keeps voting. If it's a tie, it keeps voting, and you keep voting. So to receive an all-region award is to me a great accomplishment, because not only have your coaches recognized you by putting you in the pot, but coaches around the region have recognized you. So I just want to make that clear. That's not a Kim Charles, Al Charles, Coach Owens award. To get an all-region award, everybody in the region noticed you as an athlete, okay? Because really, I just put the names in. That from there, the other coaches are they're voting. Now, of course, am I going to put my vote in for my people? The answer is yes. I'm always going to vote for my people. But I'm also going to vote, if there's somebody that's really outstanding, well, I'm going to vote for who I think are the outstanding athletes in the region. And there's always going to be ones that are just standouts somewhere in the region. But again, to get an all-region award is, to me, one of the highest awards you can get, because the other coaches in the region recognized you as an outstanding athlete. And second team all-region awards this year for 7-4A, the second team all-region goes to, one of the awards went to Taylor Bowen. The second award, which was also a second team all-region award, goes to Carly Loudermilk. And I want to say this. Last year we were a sub-region, and actually the sub-region got two teams, like our sub-region got a top team, and the other sub-region got a top team. This year we were just one region. We were together. So there was only one top team. And we did have an individual that made first team all-region, and that is Autumn Banks. Good job. They do choose by positions. Good job. Like they'll choose 2 pitchers, 2 catchers, 4 infielders, or 6 infielders and 4 outfielders. It might be a little bit off on my numbers, but they do choose by position. And Autumn was recognized as an outfielder, Carly was recognized as a catcher, and Taylor was recognized as a pitcher. And great job, girls. My next award are going to go to people who, and I'm not going to cry on this either. First of all, you can't do anything coaching-wise if you don't have good people around you. And at some point, and I'm just being honest, first of all, I've grown up with them. They're very familiar with me. Half of them call me Miss Kim. That's what they call me. That's what they've always called me. When they were 5, they called me Miss Kim, and it's just stuck. Half of them call me other things, Coach Charles. Not as many call me Coach Charles as probably call me Miss Kim. That's just because we've grown up together. But you can't do anything without good people around you. And I am thankful and blessed to have Coach Owens and Coach Marinelli, who is not here tonight, but I think they've definitely made you step up your game. And it wasn't always a happy experience for us all. All things up makes all the difference in the world. Because again, we're kind of old school, they're kind of new school, and I'm willing to try anything that works. That's just my style, okay? And just from me and from the girls and from everything, parents too, Coach Owens, we love you and we are very thankful that you're here. Coach Charles, I don't know if I'm as thankful that you're here, but just on the family side of things, my family has been in athletics since my children were old enough to walk. We were coaching before we had children. We coached many, many girls and boys before Bailey and Joe Bob got here. That's just what we do. And I know most of your families are that way too. So you're always running in and running out. Your car looks like a madhouse. There's clothes everywhere. You never have time to get anything done. Right. You can't find socks half the time. But I can't say enough about my family. They've been my greatest supporters. They've also been the ones that hear me gripe and nag. I think as we've gotten older, we don't always talk about the ball game. in the car, because even if we won by 10, the first thing we tell our kids is what they did wrong. And as parents, you have to kind of learn that every now and then just say, you played an awesome game, and let it go at that. But to my husband, thank you, and you are a joy to be around. And then Coach Marinelli has the same thing. And basically, this plaque is just y'all, like y'all's girls. It says, thank you for all your hard work and dedication. I know Coach Marinelli has inspired many of you to work on your hitting and do things and change it up to see if you can make something good happen. But this is his award, and it says Sweet 16 and Give 'em a Lady Cats is what it says. So that is for him. Really, at this point, that concludes our banquet.
No, we have one more plaque.
Oh, well.
She wouldn't say anything about herself, obviously. I mean, you wouldn't expect her to. However, Kim Charles is one of the most amazing women I've ever met, just in the stance of being able to, I guarantee you, I know everybody in here has probably got a full plate, but I promise you, it cannot be any more full than what she carries. She may open her car door, and there may be 7 softballs go rolling this way, 4 basketballs this way, and 2 shirts fall out, but I guarantee you, if there was one thing in there she had to find, she'd go, pull it right out. It's the most amazing thing I've ever seen. But as far as coaching with her and Al too, those two together have taught us so much, or me so much, just being a, younger coach at the time. They're two amazing people, and I can't say enough about Kim Charles. She deserves everything that she came her way, athletically, winning, and everything else. So, there you go.
Okay, this is from all the ladies. They got GHS Softball Banquet. Dave, girl. And you got more. And here you go. Thank y'all.
Thank you.
We'd like all 6 seniors to come up here. Please. I have Jody. Here's Jody. get